Hello, hello, and welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. I'm here literally every single day with you. Just leave your questions, your political questions in the chat before I come on. I'm here every single day of the year. And we have epic troll slayers who have kept us safe for years. Thank you. And we have got a fantastic community because of you, your kindness. You have been so kind to each other and so kind to me. Thank you. And if you're watching on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamp them as I go so you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on a higher speed, whatever works best for you. So, hello. I would tell you on today's episode, but we'll do it backwards. We'll do today's, okay, here we go. On today's episode, layoffs spiked by 205% last month, the third highest ever recorded. Russia and North Korea are conspicuously absent from the list of new tariffs. Such an embarrassment. But our number one question, starting at 1:30, 1 minute 40 seconds in, there we go. Yesterday was Liberation Day. Right? Tariff Palooza. Liberation Day came with a few surprises. One of them is that the J for Genius administration placed 10% tariffs on Antarctica. Specifically on the Heard and McDonald Islands. Heard and McDonald Islands now have a 10% tariff placed upon them. They are uninhabited except for penguins. Yes, indeed. 10% of my fishies? Penguins. Oh gosh, it burns. It's okay. In the arms of an angel, fly away from here. Oh, wait. Okay, anyway. All right, so what... also, one of the islands is Christmas Island, so it's a war on Christmas. Okay. We're now in a trade war with penguins. Yeah. Basically what happened was there were some fishermen who went fishing down there, and when they returned, they filled out the paperwork wrong, and instead of putting the country of their origin, they put where they went fishing, and it got onto some list somewhere, and then these genii in the dumpster administration said, well, we'll have to put tariffs on them too. Okay. I can't. All right, so this is just an indication of how stupid and ridiculous this entire thing is. Julia Worcester's asking, are we all in a reality show being broadcast on another planet that we don't know about? I hear you. I hear you. Okay. Sabine says, "Would we give it a week or 2 weeks?" Well, I'm just asking about this particular piece. Knight of Wands, so people marking for dumpy. Okay, King of Swords. Yeah, that was great. Two of Rods. That's two Wands. That's his communication, and then the rest of us making fun of him. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing much there. Okay, anyway. Amy says the penguins will counter with the harshest reciprocal tariffs of all. Come, Snowball, we're going to conquer the world. I can't. This is like yesterday when I shared with you that he's demanding, literally, what he posted on social media, he's demanding that we put tariffs on illegal drugs crossing the border. Oh. Okay. I can't. Warrior Witch says, Dumpy sees Penguin from Batman as a rival. Quote, "Take that, you fellow squat mob boss." Unquote. Okay. Oh, man. Whew. Okay, so more seriously, we'll go to at 7:15. Okay, we know he's a laughing stock. There's no point in looking at that. Oh, this is ridiculous. Visualize 70 says the clue is in the word illegal. Yes, it is. Okay, so Gorl had a very good question, which I think a lot of us are asking. When it's all said and done, okay, how serious will this trade war be to the U.S. and the world's economy? My leaders are biting their nails. All right, let's have a look at this. I've been watching a lot of videos this morning on the history of tariffs in the U.S. Oh, boy. All right, like third eye area. This energy is just gross. See, it's dumb stuff like this where I think, look, when the outer planets are moving, when the astrology is really potent, it doesn't make us do anything. It's like we're in the sea. We're in a sea of, well, we are in a sea of energy, and this is just a massive, like, current of energy that comes through. It doesn't mean you have to do something. It's just you take some precautions, you hold on to something, you know, whatever. But then you have people like Dumpy doing stupid stuff like this, and it's like, oh yeah, oh, you know, it's no guarantee. But in the past, Saturn conjunct Neptune, which happens every, well, anyway, that has sometimes resulted in some kind of epidemic, or even a pandemic. And it's just like, really? And I think, well, we just went through that. We know what to do. We'll get through it. And then you get brainworm guy, and he's just, and then you're like, oh, that's how that could happen. Like, oh, jeez. Anyway, 7 of Cups. Okay, stupid stuff. And there's Trump. There's Trump and his bludgeon. There's the devil. there is some hope and a King of Pentacles. The thing is, though, the hope is the Democrats, us Democrats who are holding tight here, but also people around the world. Are we going to get punished as other countries are going to punish Donald Trump? Yes. But for what it's worth, I do get an overall sense that not all, of course, but I think the majority of people, of the majority of our allies, know that there are many of us within the country who despise him more than they do, and who are actively trying to work against him. For what it's worth. Sabine says, what allies? No, well, it depends on how you look at allies with the Trump administration. No. Allies with the U.S. If we get Democratic control back, and we can keep it, and we can keep MAGA out from this point on, they'll forgive us. They will. They'll forgive us. They have problems of their own. But geez. Let's look specifically at 1140. Let's look at the U.S. economy 2025. Save. And thank you for being here with me. He's been pushing tariffs since the 80s. He thinks this is great. Before there was income tax, everything was paid for by tariffs. So what? It's essentially a sales tax? Okay. Later on today, I am going to put a post on the community page for this channel, talking about gardening. I had a long talk with ChatGPT, and talking about what products the tariffs are likely to make the most expensive or more scarce, and some of those things. But then specifically about, like, if I have a small garden, what are the most important things that I grow? We're going to talk about that in a minute. As far as the U.S. economy goes, he's just burdening the U.S. economy. And there he is, first card. That's because he's the emperor. This will be his legacy. And the rest of us are just trying to stay steady through all of this awfulness. And as our country is a hermit, we are more and more and more and more and more isolated. Yeah, this is a good time to stock up if you can, on coffee, tea, chocolate, anything you really like that's imported, such as if there's a particular, I don't know, if there's particular makeup or a cleaner or whatever it is, now would be a good time to if you have even a little money, to just grab a few extra things. And here's one of the things I wanted to talk about at, make this 14. Tariff economy. Because, for example, olive oil. Most of our olive oil is imported. And I was talking to someone else this morning who was saying, "Oh, but it's that shouldn't get too bad because a lot of our olive oil comes from Napa Valley." And I was trying to explain to this person that even during World War II, there were 150 million people in the United States. Now there are about 340 million people in the United States. Even some of the things that we grow here, there's a matter of how much actually is there. Is there enough for? So Mike McGlow says it's already way up, olive oil. There we go. Amy Collins says, I've got a 6-month coffee reserve ready, so I'm halfway to somewhere. Excellent. So one of the things so I wanted to mention that even though we do grow a lot of stuff here, it's going to be a matter of how much. Oh, because that's the next question I wanted to ask. Is he really going to stick to all this? Because a lot of what I'm doing with the idea that it's going to be so chaotic that they're on. I mean, his hokey pokey tariffs, whether they're on or off, or it's just so much chaos that causes problems in and of itself. So I did download a PDF from ChatGPT, and feel free to go talk to ChatGPT on your own, because it's free, and it'll even make you a little printout, which I'm going to share with you right now for a moment, because I want you to be okay. So any information I have, I want to share. All right, is that showing? Yes. Okay. So according to ChatGPT, there are some specific things I can and can't grow where I am. So I have a different list that's similar but not quite like this. And then I asked for a list for you. I don't know exactly what your situation is, but somewhere to start, considering the tariffs, considering all kinds of things, the top 25 garden crops for 2025, you got garlic and onions right at the top. And I would have thought, we grow a lot of garlic and onions. That shouldn't be a problem. Well, it turns out that we actually use a staggering amount of garlic and onions. And we import a ton of it, especially dried. And anyway, so garlic and onions are at the top of this list. Now, during World War II, again, certainly in the UK, onions were like gold. And people were just, if somebody made a joke about onions and gas masks, trying to some levity, there was one. A woman was speaking at a local group, and she said she made a joke about, well, I've got a gas mask so I don't cry when I cut onions or dice onions. And everybody out loud said, where did you get it? Not the gas mask, the onion. So, okay. All right, so there's good information in the chat, as I knew there would be. And like I said, I'm going to put this on the community page so people can chime in. Anybody can chime in to help. Chives, yes, are good. So if you can't read the list, and I can get to the right place, the right tab, you've got garlic and onions, bush beans, potatoes. Winter squash has a long shelf life if you can do something with that. Carrots, kale, if if you have a way to eat it. Cherry tomatoes. I do cherry tomatoes myself, as opposed to the big ones, the beef steak, just because they're so many, and so there's less time for bad things to happen, too much water, too little, an infestation of whatever. Bell peppers are going to be my big thing this year. There's some zucchini. Lettuce, fast turnaround, continuous harvest. I'm even going to grow a little bit of lettuce in a very, very sunny window inside so the bugs don't eat it. But spinach, which obviously if it's spring or summer, some of these, sugar snap or snow peas, cabbage, broccoli, eggplant. Leeks, I don't know that many people in this country know what to do with a leek. Sweet corn, cucumbers, butternut squash, beets. The sugar situation should be okay because in the Midwest we grow so many sugar beets. So fortunately, and I know there's lots of research that sugar is incredibly bad for you, but I think it helps a lot if there's access to sugar of some nature. And we do, yeah. So if you insist on cane sugar, there are going to be much more limited supplies of that. But beets, your basil, oregano, thyme, that kind of thing. In the South, maybe peanuts, strawberries, stuff like that. All right. So Lewis says no pizza. If you can grow it, if you want. Oh no, that's the wrong thing. Anyway, okay. This kid says Hawaii does cane sugar. Oh, there are various places. I mean, there are places, and because our country is so in climate is so diverse, there are places where we can grow all kinds of stuff. The problem is quantity, and certainly ramping up the quantity, because some of these things, it takes several years before they'll actually fruit or create whatever it is we're trying to get from them. Bibo says sweet corn gets worms really easily. You have to keep an eye on it. Oh, yeah. So Amy says, I will survive. The meals just won't be as varied or interesting as the good old days. Oh, yeah. I've got quite a bit of rice and beans. I just need some bell peppers and celery, onion, and I'm good to go. I have a whole bunch of Tony Cacheres. So, all right. But let's have a look at... M. Calby says, didn't Florida lose some of the orange crop? I wouldn't be surprised. I've seen some videos, but I didn't see them on the news, so I can't authenticate whether they're true or not. But there are definitely people taking photos of orange orchards where the oranges are completely ripe and falling on the ground, and there's nobody there. Tammy says, I have another freezer coming. There you go. Shenrai says, use leeks like onions, potato leek soup. Yes. So, yeah, using your resources. And we'll get through this. Okay, seriously, even if you aren't, 90 years old? 95? We've been through a lot in our lifetimes, and we've seen busts and booms, and and bubbles and busts and booms and bubbles. It's the economy, busts and booms and bubbles, busts and booms and bubbles. Yeah. We'll get through this. He's running his mouth. The dumpy. Yeah, microgreens and sprouts. Jana is reminding us. Yeah. Blue Moon says I worry about medication the most. Yes. Yeah. Three of Swords. There is no, if this idiot continues with these tariffs, if he keeps them in place, there's no way that it does not crater our economy in the short term. So we need to be careful about how we manage our resources. He's a man. This man has never gone grocery shopping on his own in his entire 78, whatever years of life, however old he is, 46. So 78, something like that. Anyway, he has no clue. Ace of Cups. But we know. Three of Pentacles. Republicans are just going ahead with it. The ones who are not speaking, there are about four Republicans that are speaking out against the dumpster and this stupidity. But the rest are humming and hawing and, well, gosh, there's no way to know what will happen. I mean, literally, there are some of them saying, well, we don't really know. Nobody knows what's really going to happen in the future. So, okay, so you're vicious and awful and attacking, and the minute that your idiot leader does the boneheaded thing, suddenly you're the melted toddler. Please. Please. Anyway. All right, and 2720. Last thing I'm going to check. Shortages and price spikes. I was looking at the economy, but I specifically just want to look at if we're going to be facing a lot of this. GD says, like a kidney stone, this too shall pass. Whew. Yeah, people, he tariffed big on India, where we get our generic drugs. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get the generic, and without Good RX, I would be paying, for 3 months supply, I'd be paying $534. And I'm lucky. I'm only on one prescription. So. We didn't vote for him. We just need to find a way to weather the storm. That's what this is. We're weathering the storm. This is how it ends, with us weathering the storm. Because, yeah, if this is really awful and stupid. Lewis says, have you checked out Good RX? That's the reason I can afford my prescription. Yeah. I now pay about, I want to say 25. It's amazing. So I love Good RX. Love Good RX. Anyway, Two of Pentacles. Very shaky economy in the whole world. Knight of Wands. Oh, this is just now. Because he's going to get hugely mad because they're reciprocal tariffs and our economy is going to start hurting. And the Republicans who are supporting him are saying things like, well, it's just going to be short-term pain. It's only going to be for, I don't know, a year and a half, whatever. But then everything's just going to bounce right back. It's like, really? So you're going to give up your salary during that time while everyone else is suffering? Oh, no. Oh, you're just going to get richer and richer? Yeah. There's a fool. But we hold it together. We hold it together. Them. Miss Gibson says I'm on 10 medicines. Oh, I'm so sorry. 30. All right, 31. So is the terracotta toad going to... Is this going to be on, off, or is he going to stick with these extreme tariffs? We'll get through it. I don't know that anybody noticed or would care, but in case you're wondering, my forehead is fine. Just letting you know. It's entirely my own fault. I leaned down to get something out of the big cabinet where I keep all my cat stuff, and the door was open and I wasn't paying attention. I was focused on what was at my feet, and I leaned forward and cut my forehead on the corner of the... So if you're like, what the heck is that? That's me being a bonehead and clumsy. I'm fine. Give it a couple of days, it'll go away. So is J for Genius going to stick to this stupidity? And don't forget, he really has been talking about this garbage. They've been running videos. He has been talking about tariffs since the 80s, because there's nothing we need more in the year 2025 than economic policies from the 1980s. Can I make a suggestion? If we have to go back to the 80s, can we go back to Reagan's level of how much he was taxing the rich? Let's do that. God, thank you, Charles. You're very sweet. All right. He's really on. Okay, he lives in a bubble, and he is an ultra maroon. What a maroon! What an ultra maroon! He thinks that this really is going to bring back jobs. Seriously. Page of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. He thinks that this is going to work. Isolating us, making our allies angry. But what's going to happen is you're helping Democrats, and the chaos of MAGA starts to stink. The stench of their policies becomes clearer and clearer. So Veronica says this is an isolation move. Yes. Well, also there's the matter that not all, but some of the ultra rich want to tank the economy. So they're not going to push back on Trump about this, because for all the talk and laws that are in place that these people are supposed to be beholden to their shareholders above anyone else, the reality is they have so much money, and if the economy tanks, then there's more that they can snatch up at lower prices, like real estate or other things that they don't have parts of their businesses, plural, that don't have, it's not part of something that has shareholders, not part of one of their companies that has shareholders. But then they can just go around and buy up more and more stuff for the cheap and then rent it back at a higher price. But we're going to get through this. It's just, dumb decision. We know that. Queen of Cups, we're talking to each other. We're sharing information. We're helping each other. Trump's base of power there's going to be poverty. There's going to be people hurting. And a lot of them are going to be the people who voted for Trump in the first place. Because right now, they're not even, like you and I, we're talking about this. And that, it may not solve all of our problems, but it makes a difference that we're saying, okay, this is what's on the horizon. What is there anything we can do? Is there, okay, I'm gonna, I've never had a raised bed garden. I've never had a big garden before. I've only lived in apartments that were rented, and in apartments that were rented. So I've grown a lot of stuff just in containers on a balcony. But I've never had a raised bed before. I've never had a bigger garden. This is new for me. So I'm learning, and I've learned a lot from what you've told me, and I'm trying to pass on whatever information I have. And options, and don't forget to, this special election, don't forget this, don't forget that. We help each other, and that makes a difference. Whereas these people, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Grace is same. Okay. Alton says, huge. Yep. Grace says, never did raised beds before. We'll get there. SKB says the able-bodied can garden. What about the disabled? Oh yeah, and I've got disc issues in my back. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get a new hose. Apparently, where I'm putting, the only place I can put the raised beds is a long way from the two spigots on the house. So I need to get one of those super lightweight hoses, preferably on the roll-up kind that you can pull in it, to fill my raised beds with soil. I'm going to have to get it delivered and try to get somebody to help. Yeah. Alan says you can grow out of a 5-gallon bucket. There you go. Yep. Oh, no, I understand. I'm just saying, I am so much better off than so many other people, and I am grateful every single day for that. Every day. There's not one day that goes by that I'm not thankful, actively thankful for what I have, where I am, the blessings I have been given in this life. I am grateful, and I have nothing. There's nothing I didn't earn. The parents I have, and so I'm just grateful. But there are lots of different people who have challenges. So one of these questions was about, where was it? Hang on a second. Here we go. Bridget was asking about the disabled. So at 3910, there's so much to cover today. At 3910, Bridget was asking, there's a new, essentially kind of a war on the disabled between their attacks on SSDI and getting rid of DEI hires and all of that awfulness that they're doing. And what can we expect? Oh, Jan, my gosh, thank you. Thank you so much. It is huge. Thank you for creating the safe space where we can share information among friends. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Yep. Oh my gosh, there's so much good information in the chat. Where to get buckets inexpensively. Yes, if you're going to grow mint, do put it in a container, its own container. Oh, yes. Dave says, I found some seeds, but I didn't label them. It's a whittle mystery. Okay. Warrior Witch says, I love y'all for sharing gardening tips, but my landlord won't allow it. Even like a single like pot, you could just do cherry tomatoes in, just one. And maybe you can't. And some people don't even have access to that. I understand. I wish in this country we had more allotments like they do in the UK. Charles Braheny, you keep snoring in the chat? 9 of Cups. Well, there are still some laws in place, thank heavens. 7 of Pentacles. So, fruits of labor. Page of Cups. 6 of Wands, that's the far right victory. Knight of Pentacles, 6 of Cups. Well, I don't have towers, and it's not going to be easy, and ultimately it's us working together. But right now we are in a weakened place. So and this is what they're going to do for right now. I unfortunately, I'm not casting spells here. I'm not making certain things happen or not. I'm reading on the collective energy. I would do more if I could. Oh, Danielle has a good idea. There we go. Charles Braheny on a smartphone. Lots of Z's. I missed something. Sorry. All right. So at 42:45. And hang on. I missed a bunch of stuff. So layoffs. 43:10. Layoffs spiked by 205% last month to the third highest ever recorded. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you so much. It helps a lot. Thank you. Of course, the spike in layoffs was fueled by DOGE mass firings. The previous 2 months were during the pandemic. Oh, the highest rate. Will this turn around soon? Because there will have been so many people laid off that the numbers of people being laid off will get better. I don't think that's okay. Layoffs. Basically, unemployment is what we're looking at. Thank you, Claude. Gifted 5 memberships to random people in the chat. Thank you so much. Oh, Mark says 4,300 Stellantis workers are being laid off next week here in my city. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's brutal. Jana says, I'm getting deja vu all over the place. Well, we are in fated times to some extent. So Layoffs. The far right, these huge business owner waiting for their ship to come in. Yeah, this is terrible for the economy. Then more people they need charity of some nature. The far right is burdening the heck out of people. There's the sun. So with less inclusion and diversity, it gets harder to get jobs. And then there's disappointment here that they've been able to knock over so much so quickly. It's hard to believe we're still in the same year. It is today, as this is being recorded, it is April 3rd. Dumpy he took the oath of office January 20th? February, March. Yeah, it's so much, so fast. It's not great. So, all right. Linda Bishop says, I read that 45 put tariffs on a count that only, where was that? An account that only has penguins. Oh, you mean the islands that only have, that was at the beginning. That's what this is about. Chris Cole says April 20th will be 90 days. Jeez. How? Mark says Stellantis here is the assembly plant for the minivans. Oh, okay. Poof. Veronica says, just noticed the nails. Beautiful match to the overlay. Oh, thank you. Yes, I decided to go with some snowy nails. So, all right. We've looked at that. Okay, Cosmic Goat Lady is worried about Canada, basically one way or the other, the border between Canada and the US being shut down. Whew. I shouldn't have to read. I mean, I love your questions, but the chaos in the government, the US government, should not be so bad that these are the questions I'm reading on. Thank you. Thank you, Charlie. Okie dokie. The US-Canada border. Open or shut? All right, this is trade. Back and forth, back and forth. This is the card for the reading. This is what we've had. The dumpster is aggrieved, and there's a thief card. Chariot. Chariot is, that means there's still some trade. There's still movement. But 9 of Pentacles, that's sitting pretty, and 8 of Pentacles, that's working. So I don't think, I'm not getting it being shut down. I'm getting these trade there are problems with trade, like prices of things. So the wealthy being able to get more stuff, and It's not pretty, but this does feel like a major highway or major highways. But I'm not getting a full shutdown, so I hope. All right, so that's true, Alden. Aggrieved is his baseline. All right, let's have a look at the tax cuts, shall we? At 50-30. Because that's part of what all of this is about. Because the poor multi-billionaires, they can't go without their tax cuts. Meanwhile, the penguins are like 10% of our fishies. Gosh darn it. So Nettie was asking, The Hill is reporting that Senate Republicans are set to bypass parliamentarian rules to ensure that Fascist 47's 2017 tax cuts are renewed, claiming they can do so because that won't add to our debt. That won't add to our debt. At that point, your nose doesn't even grow. It just falls off your face when you lie that much. Oh, boy. Republicans working for the emperor. The reading. Their warning signs are there. Don't do this. Page of Cups, but we are not in any majority. The super rich waiting for their ship to come in. Trump waiting for a ship to come in. 10 of Swords. That's painful. And that much pain could only come from there being like a tax cut and how much damage it does to the economy, which is already on shaky ground. They may find a way to do it. I would hope that they can't. Please prove me wrong. Please prove me wrong. But I don't like these cards. Wow. Spiritual Hack says Macron is calling on French investors to pull out of the U.S. Yeah. Yep. Knight of Swords, again, active, aggressive legislation. Page of Pentacles, but there's the Queen of Wands, and waiting for their ship to come in. Chris Cole says, throw the cards out. Get better cards. Okay. Why not? Old Faithful. Why not? The Trump tax cuts. Unbelievable. Deborah is pointing out that today's astrological energy is nothing but squares and trines. Looks like a bad cross-hatching on stressed palms. A wicked web has been woven. Ooh, I like that. It's poetic. Hello, Deanna. King of Swords. Exactly what I was getting. The aggressive legislature. Well, Knight of Swords. All right, 6 of Swords, 9 of Cups. Trump's legacies in the middle is many a boneheaded idea, and that going forward. This is a merchant card. There's just so much awfulness he's going to do. Going to do. Take care, Foxy Roxy. Hang in there. Hang in there. Next, I'm going to just do pull some cards for us. Knight of Pentacles, Republican aggression. There's judgments. We're telling you, we're warning you, don't do it. But he's a fool. He has all of these flunkies, and there's a lot of pain ultimately. Well, people inside are nice and warm. Please prove me wrong. Please. I'd be very happy. I do not want the stupidity of the Trump taxes to become permanent. And so the stock market is tanking. Oh, yeah. That's right. Surprise. Last time I looked, I had pulled it up. The Dow Jones is down 3.25%. S&P 500 is down just over 4%. NASDAQ is down about 5.25%. And the VIX. Now the VIX, VIX, the VIX isn't a stock. It is an index of volatility. The higher the number, the more the high anxiety. It's up 30% right now. So volatility, yes, lots of. But let's do a 5730. Let's do a reading for us. Cards for us. All right, let's see what we got. We are on the right side of history. I'm just telling you that. I haven't even turned the cards over yet. I'm just telling you, you are on the right side of history. That has been an ongoing message. What if what happens is going to be pretty much what you expect to happen? Things go up, go down. Booms and busts and bubbles. Yeah, up, down, up, down. Yeah. The whatever money they had in the government, they squandered it. And things are shaky. But we help each other. We help each other. As long as we help each other. I'm getting a mental image, kind of a top-down picture, because when I think about our guides and that sort of thing, I think of it as being like it's the floor just above us. Like we live on the first floor and they live on the second floor. And there's a hole in the ceiling right there, and they just kind of, we talk to them, and it feels like I'm just up there just looking down at all of us, all over. And what would you say if you were on that floor and looking down at us here now? What would you say to us? Hang in there. You're on the right side of history. Do your best. Do what you can. Lots of give lots of positive energy. Kindness still matters. So does standing up for your beliefs, as long as it's nonviolent. So, yeah, grace is be there for each other, lift each other up. Yeah, exactly. All right, so that is going to do it for me for today, but it's 1:13 p.m. Here in Chicago at 3 o'clock. I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. And other than that, I will be right back here tomorrow. And I'm looking forward to it. So please hang in there. You're not alone. We are in this together. And there are good days ahead. All right. So hang in there and see you later. All right. Take care. Take care.